Ezekiel 28. The word of the Lord came unto me again, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Lord God, Because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am God, and sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not God. Right? Though thou set thine heart as the heart of God, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret they can hide from thee. With wisdom and with thine understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. By thy wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Money. For thus saith the Lord God, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of God, behold, I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. So Islam says Rome's good. Then if you listen to the Imam, he said the Eastern Rome, it split off. They're still brothers of the same family, but Eastern Orthodox is different than West. I don't know if Eastern Orthodox, everybody says Easter. I don't know what the difference is. I think the Imam is missing the point. He specifically said the eastern side of Rome, Constantinople part. How'd that just come up? Because the head of Rome says, I mean, if you look at the Vatican, they have a huge sundial put into the ground at the Vatican. It's mystery religions. So what's going to happen to Rome? So I'm warning the whole world. This book says it's not very smart to worship a sun in the sky that gives us light. I love hanging out in the sun. It makes me feel better. Never once thought it was God. Wondered after I saw the Matrix. So why am I bringing all that up? Because Ezekiel 28:6. This is why. This is the story of Satan in the Old Testament according to Ezekiel. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of God, behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. How did God make the sun stand still for Joshua if... I mean, think about that. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas, people. Wilt thou yet say before him that's going to kill you, Hey, I'm God! Thou shalt be a man and no God in the hand of him that slayeth thee. Thou shalt die the deaths of the uncircumcised by the hand of strangers, for I have spoken it, saith the Lord God. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, take up a lamentation against the king of Tyrus, and say unto him, Tyre, king of Tyrus, Son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Tyrus, and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord, Thou sealest up the sum, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. He's given everything. Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone was thy covering, the sardius, the topaz, the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, the carbuncle, and gold. The workmanship of thy tabrets and of the pipes and of thy pipes was prepared in thee the day thou was created. He's the head of worship. So pipes, the best singer. Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth. On the mercy seat on the Ark of the Covenant, there's Michael and Lucifer. And I have set thee so thou wast upon the holy mountain of God, and thou walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire, and thou wast perfect in thy ways from the day that thou wast created till iniquity was found in thee. By the multitude of thy merchandise have they filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned. Therefore I will cast thee out as profane out of the mountain of God, and I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire. Thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty, and thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness. And I will cast thee to the ground, and I will lay thee before the kings, that they may behold thee. Thou hast defiled my sanctuaries by the multitude of thine iniquities. Therefore I will bring forth a fire from the midst of thee. It shall devour thee, and I will bring thee to ashes upon the earth in the sight of all them that behold thee. King of Tyre. Satan on earth. That's what a lot of people say. And they that know thee among the people shall be astonished at thee. Thou shalt be a terror, and never shall thou be any more. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Zidon, and prophesy against it, and say, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I am against thee, O Zidon, and I will be glorified in the midst of thee. And they shall know that I am the Lord, when I shall have executed judgments in her, and shall be sanctified in her. For I will send into her pestilence, and blood into her streets, and the wounded shall be judged in the midst of her by the sword upon her on every side, and they shall know that I am the Lord. And there shall be no more prickling briar unto the house of Israel, nor any grieving thorn. Thorns are demons. So they put a crown of thorns on Christ, just to stick it into him. For I will send into her pestilence, and blood into her streets, and the wounded shall be judged, and in the midst of her by the sword upon her on every side they shall know that I am the Lord. And there shall be no more prickling briar unto the house of Israel, nor any grieving thorn of all that are round about them, that despise them, and that they shall know that I am the Lord God. 2 baskets of figs in Israel. Don't hate Israel. Thus saith the Lord God, when I shall have gathered the house of Israel from the people among whom they are scattered, and shall be sanctified in them in the sight of the heathen, then they shall dwell in their land that I have given to my servant Jacob. And then they shall dwell safely therein, and they shall build houses, and shall plant vineyards, and they shall dwell with confidence, when I have executed judgments upon all those that despise them round about, and they shall know that I am the Lord their God. So I wouldn't be too against Israel if I was you. Bless those that bless you, and curse those that curse you. So that is King of Tyre, Soul Invictus style. Back soon. We're going to do Ezekiel 28 next, but I want to, like something clicked. Lucifer, the morning star, an epithet of the planet Venus. Like looking up search results. Lucifer, Nebuchadnezzar called by this name in Isaiah 14:12. The king of Babylon is Lucifer in one way. Lucifer, bringing light, Hitchcock's dictionary. Lucifer, see Satan, Baker's Evangelical Dictionary of Biblical Theology. Lucifer, brilliant star, a title given to the king of Babylon. Brilliant star, a star is a sun. Heliel, Lucifer, light bearer, shining one, morning star. Lucifer, the king of Babylon and Satan. Heliel, describing the king of Babylon. We already found out what happens to Babylon. Just never thought it'd be the Vatican. And on Easter, they're all looking towards the east, singing the flaming Lucifer star, because you know that's what stars do. And we have zoom in now. It's suspicious observers and BP Earth Watch. I mean, they show us the sun shoot. I mean, it's amazing to watch. Did ever, for 1 second when you're watching the sun, did you go, you know what? That's Christ. That's the king of Babylon. I just never, I mean, it never even came to my brain until I learned it. Now I'm just like, can't even believe it. Alright, that's the end of Lucifer stuff. Heliel, H-E-Y. I always also wonder why God knows them all by name. So maybe, you know, there's some truth to this. But I know for sure, it ain't the lamb. It's the sun.